Hello, my name is Lillian Okibe. Welcome to my channel. Hair routine or hair regimen is one of the most important factors to growing the hair of your dreams. But sadly, so many people do not have one. For those that have, usually like really shabby and not well thought of. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a hair regimen that works. So get your writing materials because you're going to have to jot down a few things. A hair regimen is basically what you do to your hair, how often you do what you do, and what you use to do what you do. So that's basically what it means. It can be written down. Like maybe on your phone or like on a planner, or it can just be a mental summary of everything you do to your hair. I hear so many people say that natural hair is expensive. Well, it doesn't have to be if you do not want it to be. I also hear many people say that taking care of natural hair is time consuming, but it really doesn't have to be if you do not want it to be, and that's where regimen is so important. So when creating a hair regimen, there are two major things that you really need to consider. Every other thing is secondary, but like these 2 points I'm going to be sharing are like the major things you need to consider that will help you create a regimen that works for you. So they are your budget, very important, and how much time you are willing to invest in your hair. You can grow your hair even if you do not spend so much time on your hair, and you can also see grow your hair if you spend all day in your hair. It just has to do with creating a routine. The thing about a regimen is that everything you do is interconnected. Everything you do has a why, and everything works together to give you the results that you need. So for example, let's say your budget is really small, you do not have so much money to spend on your hair, or you are not willing to spend so much money on your hair. Then you're going to be looking to using ingredients or buying products that are on the cheaper side. You're also going to be looking to using DIYs instead of store-bought products, because generally for the same quality you're going to be spending less money if you opt for DIYs as opposed to going to the store to buy products that are already made. There are also really very affordable products in the market, so you want to look into that. Also, if you do not have so much time to spend on your hair, then you want to reduce how often you interact with your hair, and that will mean washing your hair less often. Basically, you can wash your hair as often, like I said, as often as 2 times a week to once a month. I would not recommend you washing your hair more than twice a week, and I also would not recommend you washing your hair less than once a month. So anything in between is fine. But basically, if you do not have so much time to spend on your hair, then you should try to stretch your wash days just to help maximize your time. If you're going to wash your hair frequently, then you can do basically whatever you like. I'll explain later on in the video. If you're going to be washing your hair less frequently, then you want to look into wearing protective styles, because protective styles help to hold in moisture longer. Protective styles also helps to prevent your hair from getting dirty really fast, so you want to consider that. Like I said, everything works together. Also, if you're not going to be washing your hair often, you have to pay attention to the kind of products you use, because you don't want to be using things that are that cause too much build-up, that are too heavy, that will build up fast, such that before your next wash day, your hair and your scalp is already dirty and itchy. Get your pen and your paper, write down like your budget and also write down how much time you're willing to spend on your hair per month, or let me say per week. Write that down, and that will just help to give you an idea of how often you want to wash your hair. So after figuring those two out, write them down. Next thing you want to do is like knowing the basis of having healthy hair. The 2 things you want to bear in mind is that you want to make sure that 90% of the time your hair is clean, your hair and your scalp are clean and moisturized. So, and that varies depending on your routine of how often you wash your hair. So for example, someone that washes her hair once a month, you want to be using moisturizing products that do not build up so much, right? So you want to be using things that are relatively light, so that as you keep moisturizing your hair, as you get towards the 1 month mark, you're not going to have too much build up way before you finally decide to wash your hair. So you want to be using products that are light. If you're using oils, use light oils. Even when you use heavy oils, don't just go heavy handed with products. Apply a little, because you're going to be applying like more and more before your next wash day. I don't know if that makes sense. When you have product build up, your hair is going to be clogged with products, and that will make it difficult for moisture to penetrate into your hair. That means that you may be applying products thinking you're moisturizing your hair, but the products are only just sitting on top of your hair, and that will mean that despite the fact that you have a lot of products on your hair is dry, and that will make it to break a lot more. So focus on using light products, using light oils when you use products that do not build up so fast. Personally, I would say that you should not use too much of products that have silicones in them, because silicones cause build up, so they'll build up really fast. So use products that are light, that are penetrating, that will wear out or will wear off fast, relatively fast, because you're not washing your hair as often. I don't know if that makes sense. And that way, another thing you can do is that on your wash day you can go like heavy handed and use all what you like, the heavy oils, the heavy products and everything. But when you moisturize your hair in between washes, after your wash day, you just stick to light things that will just basically be topping up of the moisture that you've already moisturized your hair with, so that it doesn't get too dry before your next wash day. I hope that makes sense. I think I'm making sense, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. The more frequently you wash your hair, the less time you're going to spend whenever you come in contact with your hair. Like, the more frequently you have your wash days, the less time you're going to spend, the more manageable overall your hair is going to be. So if you do not wash your hair so often, you also bear that in mind. So whenever you're going to have to come in contact with your hair, bear in mind that it's going to take more time, so you have to be patient, and you have to be kind to it. For one, the less frequently you wash your hair, the more shed hairs that will most likely build up on your hair, and those shed hairs cause matting and tangle. So you really need to be very gentle when you're handling your hair if you do not wash your hair so often. Next thing I'm going to talk about is cleansing. So for someone that cleanses her hair, that washes her hair like once a month or thereabout, you moisturizing conditioners, or rather moisturizing shampoos, are not really the best option for you, because whether you like it or not, even if you use light products, except you just go without moisturizing your hair throughout the month, but if you keep moisturizing your hair, even if you use light products, you are bound to have a lot of build up by when you're going to be washing your hair once a month, right? So you want to make sure that you use a cleanser that will get the job done to remove all the products that you've been accumulating in your hair all month, so that it will give you a fresh start. So if you wash your hair less frequently, you really do not need all the co-washes. It's counterproductive to not wash your hair so frequently, and then when you finally want to wash your hair once a month, you co-wash. Over time, your hair is going to be clogged. You're going to start having a lot of scalp issues. Your hair is going to start to look lifeless. It's going to start to look weighed down. It's going to start to look limp. So if you wash your hair less frequently, then you want to look into cleansing with something that is really strong. I recommend a sulfate shampoo, or like you can use clays to like just detox your hair and get rid of all the buildup. Another thing you should bear in mind when you wash your hair less frequently is your routine of washing. You really want to look into pre-shampoo. What I mean by pre-shampoo, like really going into your hair to detangle your hair with something that is really slippery and lubricating, just to remove all the shed hairs. That will make your wash day easier, because over the course of the 1 month, like I said, the less frequently you wash your hair, the more shed hairs you're going to have on your hair when you finally do. So it's really important to detangle your hair before you go ahead to wash your hair. Also, because you're going to be using a deep cleansing shampoo that is stripping, that is drying, that will most likely cause matting of your hair. So if your hair is already matted and you just go ahead to apply your deep cleansing shampoo on the matted hair, you're going to have disaster. So I highly recommend that you detangle your hair before you go on to wash, if you don't wash your hair so frequently. So basically, all I'm saying is everything works together, and that's why I'm really against you just copying people's routines or things that people do without really knowing the whys and like applying that to yourself to see if it makes sense for you. For me, for example, because I wash my hair very frequently, number one. So most times there is really little or no shed hair on my hair when I'm going to wash my hair, because I probably just interacted with my hair like a few days ago and I removed all the shed hair. So pre-pooing for me is like an extra step that is really unnecessary, but that does not mean that for someone else it is unnecessary, you understand? So know the whys before you do what you do. So for someone who washes her hair less frequently, I highly recommend pre-pooing. It's very important to just help make your wash day easier. Also, for someone who washes her hair less frequently, after after pre-pooing, you want to really go in. Even if you're going to be washing your hair in twists, you can wash your hair twist by twist, remove the twist, apply the shampoo, make sure like you get rid of all the build-up, else, like I said before, your hair is going to be limp and dry despite the fact that you're moisturizing. So you want to get rid of all the build-up. You may not, washing in twist may not, it's a good idea, but just washing in twist without taking down the twist will not be a good idea. Take down the twist, wash that section, twist it back up, then move to the next section. I don't know if that makes sense, as opposed to just putting your hair in twist after pre-pooing, then applying the shampoo only on your scalp and then just rinsing it out, and you're still going to have a lot of build up in your hair.
So I mistakenly deleted the remaining part of this video while I was editing, but if you guys are interested in knowing the concluding part of this video, where I share how to create a routine for trimming your hair, and also for people that wash their hair frequently, like what to do and what not to do, then please let me know in the comment section, so that I'll just know whether to record the concluding part of this video, or if I should just let it be, because I I don't want to be making something that you guys really do not want to see. With that, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.